Hey guys, I am Twaun X, and this is the Take Podcast. On today's show, I will be answering a question from one of my listeners, Sleepy, out of Houston, Texas. What is tricking and is it bad? What an interesting question. And if you guys also have anything that you would like for me to talk about, please send me a message in my comment section. Now, first off, is tricking bad? No, it is not completely bad. What? What do you mean by that, Twan? Well, I'll unpack it for you guys. First off, understand that tricking, I believe it has been intertwined basically with because of the hip hop culture and the American culture with the idea of being a John and a hobbyist, which are guys that solicit prostitutes. Now, there is another negative connotation that I will get to a little later, but let's start with the positive side of tricking, as a lot of people may not believe that there are. So, first off, tricking is actually a love language, guys. So let me start there for you guys that do not know what love languages are, right? You have what are called five love languages. And tricking is actually one of them. It's not called tricking, but it's definitely a love language, guys. And this article is on psychologytoday.com. The five love languages are words of affirmation, saying supportive things to your partner. The next one is acts of service, doing helpful things for your partner. The third one, receiving gifts. This would be our love language when we are talking about tricking, guys. Giving your partner gifts that tell you you were thinking about them. The other two are quality time and physical touch. So I want you guys to understand, first off, that tricking is a love language, right? It's a love language, and it has gotten a negative connotation because it has been intertwined with other words and meanings. Just to say, to speak. Um, I believe that you have different types of tricking. Now, let's start with paying for pleasure, right? Paying for pleasure. Johns and hobbyists would definitely fall in that situation. This would be the classical idea of tricking, in my perspective, as a person is usually trading something for some form of pleasure, and it's usually the way we know it is somebody paying somebody for sex, right? And it could be other ways of paying for pleasure. I'm just going with the most basic here. Okay. So that's definitely tricking. Now, is that bad or good? That is speculative and based on the situation and culture, as there are a lot of ethics and details that need to be defined. And I'll get into that here in a second. The next thing would be, well, what about people that say that, man, I don't do no tricking, man, but you always see them buying nice clothes, nice shoes, nice cars, nice jewelry, to get the attention of somebody for companionship, right? Not just people that just do it because they like to look good or for business purposes or whatever. And that just looking good thing that's questionable too, because who are you actually looking good for? You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm going to steal, but investing for attention, yes, it is tricking to me, guys, because your cost of living has gone up, which would basically be a form of your tricking bill has increased, to get those, those red bottom shoes, and, you want to ride around in that Alfa Romero, you know what I'm saying, to pool, you know what I'm saying? I know as a lot of players in the game, we're taught that the tools are necessary, right? So yeah, that's still considered tricking to me. It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad to me. I mean, it's investing. And also, what better way to invest in than to invest in yourself, you know, and maybe not in that way, but I mean, at least you're still investing in yourself. Now, the next form of tricking that I want to go over would be what I would call moral compensation, right? And this comes in a way, like, say, for instance, I'm going to think about somebody that was in a relationship with somebody, maybe even had children, and you're still taking care of that person because you feel bad for them and you feel like they cannot survive on their own. And just feel bad. So you get nothing out of the situation except you feel good. That's where the moral compensation comes from. And it doesn't just have to be with a baby mother situation. It could be somebody you dated. It could be somebody you never dated. But you just looking out, yeah, that's tricky. Now, is that bad? You see what I'm saying? It may not be bad. You may actually be helping somebody. It could be bad if you are what is called a profligate, right? And I'm going to show you that, guys, that quick meaning. A profligate is basically a person that spends recklessly, right? And here's our definition right here, guys. Profligate, reckless, extravagant, or wasteful in the use of resources. Now, this doesn't necessarily always have to just be in the context of a relationship, but definitely I can see people tricking and that being a problem if you just naturally an overspender anyway. Now, let's get to my last category, which could also be a profligate, which is the connotation, the bad, definitely the worst form of tricking would be the squandering of resources, of wealth, right? I mean, and I want to start with the whole premise that if you can't afford a woman, you probably don't deserve one at that time, and you should be working on increasing your own value so that you can get what you want from the universe, right? But if you're going into a situation and you need to pay your light bill or get your phone on and you're trying to take this person out or do this for that person and you ain't took care of yourself, that's definitely tricking, guys. And it is definitely bad because it is bad for you. It's bad for your health. You see what I'm saying? Now, say for instance, you got a king somewhere and or a prince and they courting the person that they want to marry or something. I guess that's tricking, but it's not bad for them because they can afford it. It actually looks sweet. The girl wants to definitely be in that situation, or the guy, whatever, So, yeah. So when it comes to from that aspect, tricking is bad. So to sum it all up, once again, tricking is a double-edged sword. It depends on the person's hands that it is in. And I would have to say that if you invest in any type of way in one of those categories, yeah, then you would have to be considered as tricking, and it is not necessarily a bad thing. So I believe that it just has gotten a negative connotation with the John and hobbyist thing, and also the squandering of wealth for frivolous pleasures. All right. And that is my take on that. I am Twaun X. This is a Double Take Podcast. Please take the time to like the video and subscribe to my channel and leave your thoughts and opinions in my comment section. Thanks, and I'll talk to you guys soon.